Yes, we're back again. So, I think I solved the problem with the computer. In one recorded, and now it's recorded again. So, we missed the first game. I will give you an update. And Tony Ranta played very well here. We have to wait for the scores, but Tony Ranta is now on first place, on top with 1584. And here I get the scores. And Tony Ranta plays 279 game. You missed that. Sorry for that. I apologize, but yeah, sometimes computers don't what I want today to do. And Tony Ranta is on first, 1575 now, and Perttu Jussila, also from Finland, is on 1534. So both Finnish players on 1 and 2. And on 3, Ghislaine van der Tol from the Netherlands, 1510. Daniel Vesis on 4th place, 1502. Birgit Puppler on 5, 1472. Tanner Spacey is on 6 now, 1469. And Stu Williams on 7, 1461. Alex de Vries on 8th place, 1449. And the games they throw: Tony Ranta 279, Perttu Jussila 236, Ghislaine van der Tol 214. Daniel throws 192, Birgit 184, Tanner 218, Stu throws 186, and Alex de Vries throws 192. So finally I'm back again. So for the second time, my apologies that the stream goes offline, but hopefully now we can stay tuned and see all works fine. Now you're watching lanes 11 and 12, Stu Williams on the right lanes here, and on the left lanes 9 and 10, Ghislaine van der Tol with Alex de Vries. And let's see what's going to happen. And all they get a different lane assignment. So Stu is playing alone on lane 11 and 12, while Tanner Spacey's play alone on 13, 14, and on 9 and 10 it's Alex de Vries and Ghislaine van der Tol, both Dutchies. We got on 7 and 8 Perttu Jussila and Birgit Puppler. On 5 and 6 is playing Tony Ranta, and on 3 and 4 is playing Daniel Vesis. Well, hopefully anything works fine at home. The stream runs great. If not, let me know. Ask him. Okay, and also next to me again, Ray Tees from England. Welcome back, Ray.
Thank you.
Yeah, something goes wrong with the stream. We can't record anymore, so especially all the finals I want to have recorded, you know that, so we can watch back. But yeah, we missed a big first game from Tony Ranta, 279.
We were slightly worried. It was the front 8 and the computer packed in, so we were slightly worried about that. But yeah, he flat 10'd in the 9th frame.
Yeah, I was a little bit afraid that we will miss a 300. But we didn't. We have one live on cam today. Johnny Spill here. He threw the second 300 of the tournament.
Depending how quick everyone bowls, I'll be around the whole of this block. If not, I'll have to nip off before the finish. But I'll probably be around to see who wins and then go. Probably be here for another hour. So some of these pairs are at singles pace because they're moving on to pairs that weren't used to start with, i.e. 13 and 14 and 3 and 4. So we only have 2 pairs at the moment that have 2 people on them, which is 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, which I believe are the ones that you can see at the moment.
I see here in the chat room somebody say Sinterklaaspatroontje. Let's explain it to you in English. like a Mickey Mouse shot, you know. You say a house shot.
Wide open
I think you can tell how this pattern is. You play a lot this week, so.
Yeah, it certainly didn't feel like Mickey Mouse China to me, that's for sure. There were times it felt like there was a bit of room on the lane, but it certainly wasn't the whole time. That's for sure.
Maybe they think the Mickey Mouse pattern is for higher scores. Except Derek here, he throw, what was it, Derek? 1470?
Dirk actually managed to sit here and have 166 first game for a block of 5. So he's 34 under for one game. And then finish on 1470 something. So Dirk actually for 5 games averaged like 260 or something.
Yeah.
You know, some ridiculously high number. And, you know, all you had to do was like breathe and you knocked 10 pins over. So, you know.
I can ask him, Derek, what do you think? You think it's a Mickey Mouse shot there?
Dirk had an unbelievable look.
In the first game also, isn't it?
Yeah, Dirk had an unbelievable look this morning, and you know he just kept repeating it. It was brilliant. It was great.
You started 166, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, he shot like a.
And he finished with 1477.
Yeah.
Whoa. What did you do? Strijkjongen. Ah, all right.
Yeah, like 1307 for 5. That's ridiculously high.
Yeah.
Well, we did say the scoring pace was high this morning, didn't we?
They said that's all you need in New York City, inside out, speed and refs. Is it, Derek? New York City, inside out, speed and refs. Yeah. Derek said yes, so.
Either that, or if you can bowl like Pertu, just speed and accuracy.
Yeah. Somebody asked Mars Stu on the cam, but Stu's finished his second game because he was alone on a pair of lanes.
Obviously, because we have one person on a lane or on a pair on 4 different pairs, there's going to be 2 pairs at least that have already finished, which is Stu and Daniel Vezes have already finished bowling their games. So obviously their screens go blank. We can't see what they've had.
Yeah, I can miss it.
I think Stu 2-8-10 in the 10th frame. Yeah. But he was on, I think, like 208 going into that anyway. So I think he was in the 220s.
But let's
maybe
see
even
the
the
leader.
230s.
Leader Tony. He's now 153 in the 8th frame with a spare there.
So 163 in the 8th if he strikes. For anybody who doesn't realise or doesn't know this scoring system, we are on a scoring system this week where your actual score is in orange, but it fills in the rest of the frames in yellow as your potential score without any bonus on. So we can call 147 in the 7th with a spare up, but it's actually 137 in the 6th with a spare up. depending how you look at it.
We got a question here. Why Stu was alone on a pair of lanes while 8 people were playing?
I think the easiest way to answer that was we were using 5 through to 12 the first game, and then we had people move lanes, and so you had 3 and 4 were being used, and 13 and 14 were being used. So obviously people were going left and right, and it just left 4 people on their own and 4 people on 2 pairs in the middle.
And lane 1 and 2 and 15, 16 not used. So for the people at home, if you have questions, ask them in the chat room.
Ooh, Pertu. Don't have to hurt them. Although it can make you feel better.
Bagger for Alex de Vries, and he's now 174 in the 9th frame with a double there.
I was going to say, your boy's making a move there, Marco.
Yeah, he has to strike. He was now 7th, I think, after the first game. I think 7th place.
Well, he was 7th before this block.
Yeah,
before this block. Was this after the first game?
Yeah, this is after the first game. Oh no, he was 8th.
I love the way we've got scores for 12 people with 4 vacants, where they move.
That's why it is. They use 12 lanes and
they have to have 4 vacant people after the first game. Well, Tony Ranter's not going to lose pins, but he's going to only not gain as many as he wanted to that game. Pertu was sure of that one striking off his hand and 4-pinned.
Tony Ranta, 209. I think he will pick 1. He split now. He picked, means 210. His total score now is 1785. Let's see.
I do think, by the looks of it, the only people that are going to be in front of that right now are going to be Vezes or possibly Stewart. They're going to be the only guys that are going to be in front of it. But after the first game, Stewart dropped to 7th. But then still, after the first game, well, the jump between 1st and 7th had become 114 pins.
Pertu got a spare and Birgit also. Pertu's now 1749 and Birgit at 1670.
With a shot each
Alex
to
de
go.
Vries 1652 with his spare.
Birgit strikes to fill 1680. Alex de Vries was 7 count on the fill shot for 210 at 1659. Ghislaine spares to make 1727. Yeah, Stewart's on 1705, that looks like to me.
Yeah, 1705.
Okay, Pertu's 8 count on the fill shot gives him 1757. So that puts it at Tony Ranter on 1785. Pertu 1757, Vez is 1745, Ghislaine 1735. I think then maybe Stewart on 1705. Yep, 1705. And then Birgit 1688, and then Alex de Vries on 1659.
Yeah, Tony Ranta leads.
Oh, with Tanner Spacey, sorry, on 1682, then Alex de Vries on 1659.
Tony Ranta leads the squad, followed by Daniel.
No,
Isn't it? Pertu second, Daniel is third, and Ghislaine van der Tol fourth place now.
Then Stuart.
Then Stuart is fifth place.
Then Birgit.
Birgit is sixth.
Tanner, then
Tanner
Alex de
seventh.
Vries.
And on eighth place is Alex.
And then your boy.
And there we got
let's see if I'm
the
right.
real scores now.
Let's see if I'm right.
Tony Ranta 70.85, followed by Pertu Yesula 70.57. So both Finnish players are first and second. Then we got Daniel Vesis from England 70.45 on 3. Ghislaine van der Tol, the Netherlands 70.27 on 4. Stu Williams from England 70.05 on 5th place. Tanner Spacey from the USA 16.82 on 6, and Birgit Pöppler from Germany 16.80. And we close with Alex de Vries from the Netherlands 16.59. The game scores: Tony Ranta 2.10, Pertu Yesula 2.23, Daniel Vetsis 2.43, Ghislaine van der Tol 2.09, Stu Williams 2.44, it was the highest, and then Tanner Spacey 2.13, Birgit Pöppler 200, and Alex de Vries 2.10. And now we're in game number 3 for 6 total games. Well, Ray, Pertu, your man, is on second. He can win.
I'm still looking okay, but he's 28 pins off Tony.
My man is on 3 now, Daniel.
Well, yeah, Janis Bulkins, before they bowled, called Tony Ranta, and he was like 5th or 6th before this block, and then he had 270.
Yeah.
So my travelling boy here is looking like he's doing pretty well right now.
You bet on Tony. Ah.
He was the only person I know who called Tony, I think, that was here.
It's 40 pins in number 1, 2, 3. 60. About 60, 1 and 4, and Stu Williams on 5 is 80 pins behind Tony.
I think if you're going to go any lower than that, you're looking at a big number.
Yeah.
Daniel Vez's blowout 7-10s on lane 13 up then.
I got a question in Dutch here. Are there any home players in this final? Yes, Ghislaine van der Tol. She's from Chandra and she plays in this final. She's the only one. We got also a question: who do you think will make the final? But this is a final.
I love the fact you said you had a question in Dutch on there and then you read it out loud on the stream in English.
Yeah, of course. I expected that all the people understand English. How many times you play, Ray, this week?
Oh, sensitive question. I played 3 times.
3 times?
Yeah, I played Friday at 6. Was it Friday at 8, actually? I can't remember. I think it was Friday at 8 o'clock because it was a late finish. Friday at 8 and then Saturday at 2 and 6, and I played the Desperado.
Did you see some changes in what time you play? Later the day, early in the day?
I don't think I could really say because the 2 late squads didn't play too dissimilar to me. I was doing something completely different, to be fair, at the start, and they broke down obviously a little different. But the one thing I noticed was the last 2 games in the 2 evening squads I played did play completely different. But the afternoon squad on Saturday broke down the same as the first squad on the squad I bowled on Friday, and I just couldn't figure it. I couldn't find something that was nice to me during the transition.
I see here in the chat room Dom say, I have to do what we did in Malta. Ray in English and me in Dutch, the commentary. Oh, we can do that, no problem for me.
No problem for you. I just won't understand a word you're saying.
Okay, I do some Dutch now.
I'll just switch off when you start talking Dutch.
Ja, oké. Goed mensen, welkom bij Chandra Open. EBT's top 3. Even een commentaar in het Nederlands voor de mensen die het allemaal volgen. We zitten nu in de derde game van de finale serie, top 8. En er zijn 6 games te spelen. En de winnaar gaat naar huis straks met €5000 prijzengeld. Op dit moment de leider is Toni Ranta uit Finland met 1842. En Perttu Jesula staat nu zelfs boven hem na 5 gespeelde frames. Die staat nu op 1873. Dus het ziet er nu een beetje naar uit dat Perttu op 1 komt te staan. Maar we hebben ook nog Ghislaine van der Tol, een Nederlandse. Stond zojuist op de 4e plek. En komt er echt aan. Begint met een strijk, een sper en 3 strijks erna. En als ze zo doorgaat. Oei, en daar is een 7-pin helaas. Maar als ze zo doorgaat, wou ik zeggen, dan gaat ze echt in de aanval voor de bovenste plek natuurlijk. Verder zien wij in deze finale nog een Nederlander, Alex de Vries. Uit Duitsland hebben we Birgit Puppler. We hebben dus Perttu Jesula uit Finland, Toni Ranta uit Finland. Tennis Spacey uit Amerika. Daniel Vezis uit Engeland en Stuart Williams speelt dus ook in de PBA uit Engeland. Is ook aanwezig in deze top 8 finale.
English PBA, baby. I understand a little bit of that.
Okay, Dom, hopefully you understand all in Dutch.
Well,
no, for Dom, it's for Dom, you know.
Yeah.
No, I can tell you, in Malta what we did, you know, that was my first time I ever stream, and it was so lovely to do that. Dom got all the questions in Dutch in the chat room, and he don't know what to say, and I say, oh, they say this, they say this. He said, ask all what they want. That's the start for me for live stream also.
I understand part of it because some of it sounds like a little bit like German words or like broken German. Like I understand some of it.
And you see after it I started with only 2 webcams, and you see what stuff I got now here. But thanks to the Dutch Bowling Federation, they make anything possible that we can do a live stream here in this quality with this stuff all. They invest a lot to get this stuff together. The first target was the European Women Championships in Tilburg,
which was a great production.
Yeah, with the same stuff, and yeah, we can continue this with this stream for the next 5 years, I think, in this quality. So really, that's perfect for us as bowler or as viewer there. And the next step I'm gonna do live is the ECC, and you're also there, Ray.
Yep.
We're gonna do that live.
We agreed during that last final step that I will pop in and do some more live streaming with you.
Yeah, there's also be live streaming of the ECC, also in the Netherlands, and it's in the half of October in that week. So what you can do if you don't want to miss a thing, please follow us at Twitter at Dutch Bowling TV, or you go to the Facebook page Dutch Space Bowling Space TV. Please like that page, and you never miss any live stream of the Dutch events anymore. You can also add me to your Facebook, no matter, Marco Landman. You have to find out, it's the one with the bowling picture, of course. Add me to your friend list and I will accept any people, no problem.
As long as you're not going to spam his newsfeed.
No problem, Murray. I got over 600 or 700 people in my Facebook. I think I only know 50 or something. But no matter, it's for bowling, you know.
If it grows the sport of bowling, we're all for it. I mean, I think I, for one, I'll probably speak for most of the viewers that have enjoyed watching this week. But all the viewers, I probably want to thank the Dutch Bowling Federation for wanting to put this sort of thing, being able to allow you to be able to do this and get this sort of thing together in such a quality that you can cover so much of a 16-lane centre. That, you know, it's just it's going to help the sport of bowling. If you can do it in one country, then it just encourages other countries to do it to keep up with the same level of quality for tournaments, and then you just get more coverage.
Yeah.
So I'll do it as probably the English participant in terms of it. I'll thank you to the Dutch Bowling Federation for allowing everybody back home to be able to see this tournament in such good quality.
So I write on the chat room now, you see the Twitter account or the Facebook page. Please go to that, like that, or Twitter, add me as your friend. No matter. I will accept all. I'll go to my own Facebook page, Marco Landman. With the bowling picture you need. That's the one. And add me to your friend list and don't miss anything about bowling. I will keep you on all the live streams. Also including the live streams of Dominic Gall or Bowling Digital. I will also put it on. Or any videos or anything what's happening in bowling world. Alright, great. Back to bowling. Let's see what's happening here on the lanes. Pertu Jesula. He's now split now. He's on 1960. And Ray, can you see what Stu does there?
Stuart has gone strike, spare, open, strike, spare, spare, and then picked up the 4-9. So he's on 103 in the 6th for the spare and the 7th on 18-18. So if he punches out, that's 213, I think, 120. Yes, that's 213. So he'll be on 19-18 if he gets the back lot. And that's the first one. So the next 4 for 19-18, which is already behind Tony Ranter.
Yeah. And Ghislaine van der Tol. If she strikes out, she can come very close at the bow's finish play. And she strike number 1 is there in frame 11, you see. And now she's on 1949. And if she strikes, it means 1959. She's very close behind Pertu.
And Tony.
And Tony. But Tony has 3 frames to go.
Oh, Stuart. Stuart just strikes on lane 14 and gives it the old hoo-ha. Stuart's always entertaining to watch, no matter how he's bowling.
Yeah. There she goes, Ghislaine van der Tol, and yeah, 232 game, and it makes 1959. Ghislaine van der Tol from the Netherlands.
So Tony is now shooting these next 2 frames to see how much further in front, or how far in front he can actually get himself after this game. Because he can actually match Ghislaine's game almost there. He can sheet out for 235. 75. Yeah, he can sheet out for 235, so he can actually have 20-20 if he goes off the sheet.
And you see Daniel struggling a little bit.
Daniel's just shot the first shot in the 10th frame. He strikes up for 182, and if he does, that gives him 1932.
Mm-hmm.
Looks alright. Stu likes it. Yeah. Stu strikes. Okay, so that puts him on 1888. Great number. With 2 shots to go in that there, so he can get it to 1918 still.
And Daniel's now on 1912. With the 1 strike. See what he's doing now. Is the strike? Yes.
Pures it. 1922 with a shot to go.
So Pertu, Daniel and Ghislaine are very, very close.
Stewie trips the 4-pin.
Yeah, Tony Ranta takes still on the leads. It's now a 1960 with a double. He's still in 9th frame.
Okay, Stu makes a comeback in that game to have 211, so he's on 1916.
Tony can go for a 2000.
Yep, he can. I think I figured he can fill 2020.
Yeah. 1985, I think, was from Pertu. What we say?
I'm not entirely sure how much he actually had for a minute. That's a good figure to see. Almost 200 viewers watching this live. Hello to everyone out there. Hope you're enjoying the production. Brought to you by the Dutch Federation and my good friend Marco Landman here. Hope you enjoy the quality of the production.
I see the new Finnish Facebook page here. Oh, that's great for me because I missed the old one. So I didn't know where the old one was because I want to put the live stream link on your Facebook page, and now I see you back again with the Facebook. So I think I try to add you as quick as possible because it's a very nice page for you. Also for the people outside there, watch this Facebook page, the Finnish Facebook page. It's nice to see there anytime. Okay, waiting for the score updates. There we got him. On first place, Tony Ranta, 1989. Sorry, what I say is 1998. I apologize for that. Second, Pertu Jesula, 1962. So that's around
36.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, 36.
On 3, Ghislaine van der Tol, 1959. So that's 3 pins behind Ghislaine and Pertu. And on 4, Daniel Vezis from England, 1927. And on 5 now, Stu Williams, 1916. Then we got on 6, Tennis Spacey from the States, 9008. Birgit Puppler on 7, 1869. And Alex de Vries at 1852 on place number 8. While we're watching now Stu Williams on the cam, live. He plays lanes 3-4 together with Birgit Puppler. And a spare for Stu Williams. Stu starts with strike spare. Now on 1946. But still in the lead. Tony Ranta. And he starts with a double strike in game 4. And Pertu starts with strike, an open and 3 strikes. And now, I don't know what he's got, but it's a 9, it's a 10 pin. Yeah, Ray, I wait for that. Hopefully that Alex here will wake up the last 2-3 games.
Well, your boy's certainly trying to help you out there because he's on a spare and a double.
He's 8 now, but yeah, what can he do? I think he can reach 7, that's for sure. Because 1852 and 1869, and then we go to 1908.
It's still 3 games though.
Yeah, it's still 3 games.
Still 3 games.
Where can he? I think to beat Tony it will be difficult. Because it's, what is it? 140 pins behind?
146.
Yeah, 146. I
so
think that's too much.
You're looking at him needing to have 750 and Tony not break par.
Yeah.
Really.
It is possible. It is possible. But if we see Tony playing now, I don't think he will give that away.
Yeah, unless that's a situation. If it was me, I'd be saying I either need to have 780 or they need to give me some pins back. And at this level, in this situation, the way he's scoring, I don't see him just giving pins away. De Vries just rolls the big 4 for a turkey. You can hear the cheer from the local supporters there.
Yeah, of course. It's the only Dutch guy in this final, so
of course.
And we got Ghislaine.
Yep. That technically means a quarter of the finalists are Dutch.
I think there's a lot of crowd here also.
For a small centre, I actually think there's more people in here watching this final step with 8 people than there was for any squad at all during the whole tournament. Well, while I've been here anyway, so the 4 squads I was here for, 5, there was not even this big a crowd before. There's probably more people using the Wi-Fi now than there has been, the free one, than there has been all week.
I see also a lot of players here, of course, who play this week.
Yep.
I see also many people from who plays here in Holland, and they come especially here to this bowling center. And look at Daniel Venzis. He throws 3 strikes on open and 4 strikes behind, so he's still in the running.
Yeah, well, he's
go on top.
He's catching Pertu because once Pertu makes his spare, that's 21-17 on the board.
Yeah.
With a spare, and Venzis is on 3 in a row.
Strike number 4, Alex de Vries.
Handbone.
Handbone. I think when it gets to the pros, they are very angry on it. Yeah,
that comment wasn't meant to
entice
anybody.
Behind us, there's a guy. That's the handbone guy here. He's here. That's the handbone guy.
Hamba!
Right back to bowling again.
Yeah, I'm not saying ham bone to entice any comments in the commentary at all. I'm just having fun with it.
We see number 7 at this moment, Birgit Pöppler.
Struggling with carry.
Yeah. Really struggling. Should it be the speed? What do you think? Of course she plays slower the speed than Stu does.
I do think it's a bit difficult really because, you know, Pertu's one of the only other guys playing straight. He's straighter than Birgit and he's got the speed to do so. Everyone else is either on the left or playing a bit further in. So if, you know, if Birgit's looping the lane, it may be the speed. Ball might be slowing down a little too slow, a little bit too quick, and then flattening out down lane. But you know, she can make that work. It's not like she hasn't gone through all the way to the final in tournaments without redresses before. She'll figure it.
And it seems now Alex de Vries.
He rolled the 2-8 out of that as well.
He's very close to it now. But he's in frame 6. Stu is in frame. Also go to frame 6. And it's a few pins behind him.
Stu's not looking a fan of 3 and 4, especially after that.
7-10 for Stu Williams.
The last 2 frames on that lane, it looked like he'd gone 2-pin, 2-pin. And off his hand, it was a reaction, you knew he liked it. And then you get a stone 7-10 for your troubles. I know how that sort of tap feels this week, but obviously not at this stage of a tournament.
He makes 1, and Stu Williams is now in 92 in frame 6 with 2008. And
good year.
Alex de Vries, he was 8 and he's in 1991 in frame 6. So it's really close behind Stu now. And it seems Alex de Vries is not 8th place anymore now, so far. No, for sure, because Tanner Spacey here is also an open frame in the 6, and he's 80 in frame 6. So Tanner is also very struggling here. He's struggling a lot in this game.
Vezes, on the other hand, just rolled the big 4.
Let's see on the right side.
He rolled the big 4 on lane 11 to put himself on 21.61 with a frame to go. So that's 21.71 Phil. Pertu's going to get the next one for 21.87, so that's pretty tight between those two. But looking at what Tony Ranter's doing, he's got half a game left to go. But if he adds 110 to what he's got left in the game, then he's going to be pretty much where they are, because he's on 20, what I think is 89.
2089 now.
If that's 2089 or 2069, but if he's on 2089, he can add 100 to the rest of the game and be where they are. Still be leading, but he's going to have lost his lead.
21.87 Pertu Yesula and 21.71 Daniel Vezes. That's what we know for sure. And now see what the other 6 players are going to do.
Oh, now Vezes has a pair on his own as well.
Alex de Vries got an open frame.
Whoopsies.
9 miss. He missed a 10 pin.
Tony Ranter 9 pins, so fails to start a string on that lane. 21.07 with 100 in the 6th. He's got this spare to shoot. So 21.08 with 100 in the 6th, assuming he's best.
Tony. So just switch the cam. And there we see Tony and Ghislaine.
Stewie's making a comeback on that on 3 and 4. 92 in the 6th, and he can sheet out for 212 to still give himself a fighting chance with 2 games to go. Stu and Big, it looked like they're having fun with that game down there. I think it's because if Bigot didn't get that one, Stewie could punch out to beat her in that game. Good shot from Stewart. Puts a 4 in a row up on the board. I'm not going to say the other word this time. So that pops him on 20.98 with 2 shots to go. He can pop another 30 on there, so he'll be on 21.28 at the end of that game. So he'd be 43 pins behind Vezes with 2 games to go, which is still very doable. And about 50 behind Pertu. Tony Ranter's failed a strike in the 8th frame to put himself on 21.28, so what Stewie can have. Tony Ranter's on with 2 frames to go down there. Still at 4 pins on lane 4.
Yeah. Spare Stu Williams, give him 21-17 and 201 game. 21-17. Bigot got 20-61.
Okay, so Stuart's 54 behind Vezes.
Yep.
Tony Ranter's doubled down on the end lanes. And by the look of it, he's really happy to be getting off of lane 14, but I wouldn't know for sure.
Alex de Vries finished it with a 2046 after 4 games. And Tanner Spacey finished it with 2078 with a 170 game, and Alex got a 194 game.
Okay, we're just waiting up on Tony Ranter and Ghislaine to finish up their 10th frames on the end pair. Okay, Ghislaine, sorry, has finished up their game on 21.78 in that game.
Yeah.
Tony Ranter's up on 21.98, so can have 22.08 with 10 in the fill shot.
2 games
so
left.
That would, with 2 games left, that would put Tony Ranter, I think, in the lead still on 22.08, with Pertu Usila on 21, I think 87, I think, Vez is on 21.77 behind Ghislaine, who's on 21.78. And then maybe, I think, down to Stewart on 21.17, or is there going to be somebody in the middle? The only one that can be in the middle is Birgit, because we know Tanner Space is on 20.78, and Alex Dufries was close to Stewart with the string in the middle of the game, but then opened back to back times, I think. Okay.
So we have to make a choice by Cam. What we're gonna do? We're gonna watch Tony Ranta, or we're gonna watch Pertu Jesula. You make a choice in the chat. I wait for it, and because this one of the cams can only focus on 2 lanes and not the other 2. We miss that for sure. I can try to make it in the middle, but I think
try and get it to at least see the down lane of both lanes.
Yeah, I won't get it. So let the people at home make a choice. Make a choice, Pertu or Tony.
Vezes misses a 6-pin there, first frame. Okay, shall I do the honours?
Yeah, you do the scores now.
Okay, live scores after the 4th game. Really quick with this. Still leading is Tony Ranta from Finland on 22.08. In second, the other Finnish player, Pertu Jesula, on 21.87. So 21 pins back from the lead. In third from Holland is Ghislaine van der Tol, 21.78, so only 9 off of second and 30 off of the lead. In fourth is Daniel Vezes from England on 21.71, so very close at the top 4. There's 37 pins between the top 4, so not a lot with 2 games to go. And bearing in mind how different it's looked like the scores can be on pair-to-pair, this could be interesting. In fifth is Stuart Williams. He is 54 pins back from 4th place on 21.17. 6th place is Tanner Spacey from the United States on 20.78. Position 7th is Birgit Perbler from Germany on 20.61. And rounding out the top 8 is from Holland, Alex de Vries with 20.46. And we will do our best to keep you updated on the scores as we see them on the screens as we commence. Vezi is in front of us on 9 and 10, misses the 6-pin in the first frame but has turkeyed since. Stewart's piping the high hard one. And a nice colourful row of grip balls that he likes to throw. With a spare and a double up. Tony Ranta starts with a double on 11 and 12.
It's the Rodrigo screen Stu plays with.
It just looks pretty.
I have them also in my arsenal.
There you go.
Lovely ball.
Great time to
very long.
It's a great time to mention the deals on the balls this
tournament. If you like a long slide, you gotta buy that ball, the screen. Great ball.
Looks good.
Well, here you see Pertu and Tony. It's done. So, and Tony, you start with 3 in a row.
The camera angle's doing really well to get both pairs by the looks of it.
Yeah.
So you've all got a look on the top 2 positions.
I'm lucky
right
that
now.
Top 2 is in position of this camera.
You couldn't have placed that camera for that matchup any better, could you? You couldn't have placed that.
No,
any
I try.
better.
No, I have to. So here are number 1, number 2, Tony Ranta from Finland and Pertu Jesula from Finland also. They're on top, also on this pair of lanes, by Pertu's playing Birgit Pöppler from Germany.
Vezes has gone 9 miss 5 in a row. You can catch the right lane of Vezes' pair on live stream as we speak right now. Another great shot from Stu.
So now we got them all again.
Another good shot from Stu. That's spare double, spare double. Tony Ranters on the front 4. Daniel Vezes on open 6 in a row. And all the rest of the pairs are in the 4th frame or less. Some pairs deciding to take more of their time, as they do have time, as there's only 2 people on some pairs.
Alright, to switch over now is Stu Williams. There we go.
Vez is getting very animated on that shot. On lane 10. Probably saw maybe just before the camera switched, I don't know. He leaves an stone 8 pin. Gives it the old press up on the lane, hoping for the spinning pin to get rid of it. Doesn't quite go. Stewart didn't like that.
And also playing straight too, you see? More straight a line.
Throwing the high hard one.
Yeah. Oh, Brooklyn, Tony Ranta.
To a cheer from what sounded like the German fans.
Now let's watch our lefty, Daniel Vecic.
Didn't like it.
Oh.
6 pin. Vezes make sure he doesn't miss the 6 pin this time. Ghislaine now looks like she's struggling with carry on 3 and 4. Missed the pocket once, but not doubles. Tanner also struggling with carry.
There's Stu Williams go. Too high.
6-10.
Seems the ball picks up a little bit too early for him there on the right lane.
Vezes strikes again on lane 10 in the 10th. Puts him on 23.98 with 2 shots to go. He can fill another 20, so he can fill 24.18. Looks like 13 or 14 is the pair you don't want to be hitting. Tony Ranta done well to get 210 out of that pair.
Yeah.
And Pertu's struggling on that pair. Open, spare, 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 strike, spare, strike. So 104 in the 6th. He can fill 224, which will give him 24.11. Which, if give Vezes the spare, give Pertu the rest, if he gets the rest. That will put him 3 pins in front of Vezes.
Strike for Stu Williams.
And a good shot from Stu. There's your boy, strikes on lane 4.
Yeah. Now Pertu.
Pair 2 strikes on lane 13.
And I see what Tony does. Leader at this moment here, Tony Ranta from Finland. And it's a 9. It's a 7 pin.
I think you may get lucky enough, Marco. I might be able to stick around till the end of this block.
Ah, great that you sit next to me here. Good. Better for me, better for the commentary.
Yeah, for sure.
Normally Cheska and Danielle should be here, but
I think I saw on the chat earlier,
yeah,
Cheska
yeah,
had an
it's no
important
matter.
paper to put through.
Yeah, she has important things to do, so no matter.
I'll say hi to Cheska, by the way, on the live stream if
Yeah,
she's still
Cheska,
listening.
we miss you, Cheska.
I did see she guessed that it was me earlier on. Hello.
Did very nice commentary in the EWC,
yes,
the Women's
Tilburg.
Championship. It was very nice. It's
very good production, did really good for that. I think I saw her put on Facebook, she was voted voice of the championships or something as well. It's a nice little achievement to have. Oh, pair 2. Not sure if you like that one or not, but the result.
Is that 5,
he
isn't
like.
it?
Yeah, that's king washout. Or mega washout.
How you say that? The king washout?
Yeah, king washout, mega washout. Oh, there's Tony splits as well.
Yeah.
Right, people are giving
2
pins
for
back
10.
to Daniel.
2 for
Good
10
spare
split.
from Pertu as well. That could be an important spare for Pertu. He can have another 40 on there. So Pertu punches for 23.86. Okay, so Tony Ranta can end up on this game on 24.30 if he gets all 3 in 10th. (13 and 14) is becoming the high-scoring death pair. Pertu just went through the nose. Whatever count he gets now is 23.60. 1, 2. $23.62, so Pertu's wanting to get off 13 and 14 pretty sharp. You have us here now for another game or so. Keep any questions you want to be asking coming in. You want us to let you know who's scoring what, let us know. Any questions for me or Marco, fire away.
Ah, they have around something other European top 5 in order. What I think here in the chat room. They say Mika, Oscar, Dom, Martin Lassen, Stuart Williams. What do you think?
I think the same.
Same?
I think that's probably about that's pretty close. The top 5. I mean, the EBT rankings include a load of Americans at the moment as well. I mean, Fagan's won 2 EBT titles. Sean's went over here. Barnes, I don't know if Barnes has come over. But you know, Bill O'Neill's going to be in the EBT rankings because he won the Ballmaster.
Yeah.
So it's going to be littered with some people from the States and a couple of guys from Asia from the Euro Challenge and a few others. But yeah, I'd say, you know, those 5 would be, if I was to get given the pick, I'd say they'd be the European top 5 as well. Whether it's in that order or not, I still think that's the top 5.
Are they also in the Weber Cup?
That might, well, there's only 4 per team in the Weber Cup, is there? Only 4 per team.
Is it 4 or 5?
I think it's 4.
Don't know sure. Yeah, 4. I think 4.
I'm not sure. I think it might be that 5. I don't know for sure. Someone will be able to correct if Dom's still on the live stream.
I don't know. Yeah, Dom got to say that. Dom, did you know who played at the Weber Cup this year? You know that?
Yeah. Dom, am I right in saying that I think the European Weber Cup team, from memory, is the top 5 you just said for the European rankings minus Stu or Dom? I can't remember off the top of my head.
But also a question, how many games left? There's only one game left now. They are in 5 and they start with the 6th game, the last game. And we will give you an update in a moment. The score update will be coming in a moment because we have 2 players. They're still busy in game 5 in the last frame. And you see them here, Ghislaine van der Tol and Alex de Vries. We know the score of Birgit Butler, 22.88. Daniel Vensins is on 24.08. Stu Williams is on 23.41. And there's a spare for Ghislaine van der Tol, makes a game of 193 and means 23.71 total score for her. And 22.32 for Alex de Vries total score so far. 1 game to go.
Oh, there you go. Just as the update, the European Weber Cup team. Stu Williams, Mika, Dom and Osku.
Mika, Osku, so Dom and Stuart.
It's Larson that's not playing this year.
Last was Mika, Dom, Osku and Paul. So Paul is off the team and Stu is in.
A question that's on there is that how does Baker work? Baker format team games or trios games or doubles games is you alternate frames for the team. So you have one name in the scoring system and you'll pick the order. So for instance, that European Weber Cup team going Williams, Mika, Dom and Osku would play frames 1, 2, 3 and 4. They'd then play frames 5, 6, 7 and 8. And then I think the team captain would then decide who is going to play frames 9 and 10. That's how it would work with 4-man. 5-man's obviously easier because you just have your lineup order and you play 1, and 6, 2 and 7, and so on. That's how a Baker system works. It's going to be a good match in front of us on 7 and 8. Stuart Williams and Daniel Vezes. You've got the camera at the moment, I believe, on Pertu Usila, who's on 3 and 4. Do we have the scores after 5 games, or will they not update?
No, we're waiting for them.
Vezes starts with 3 in a row on 7 and 8. He was on 24.08 after that last game. Although we seem to have a technical issue, 9 and 10 have not started yet. And Tanner Spacey and Tony Ranta, who convulsively is leading, I believe, still. I'm not sure how he finished that last game. Are still waiting for their names to come up on the scoring system and still to turn on. So everyone could actually finish bowling, and they would only be about 3 frames in.
And it's interesting because Tony, I think you have to go alone on the lane, isn't it? Yeah.
No, he's waiting for.
He's waiting for that. Yeah.
He's waiting for that to come up. Now they're having to put their names in.
And the other players are in frame 3 now. So I think
this could be an interesting one.
They could be pressure him, you know.
Well, this could be interesting because they could be like 4 or 5 frames in.
Yeah.
And they're now being asked to put their names in the scoring system. So if they don't put their names in, their names might go in without their total score on there, so no one knows what they're on. So you can't have it up there. But bearing in mind all the rest of the scoring systems,
yeah.
So they'll have no total scores up there. No, that's earlier. Come on, Stu.
Stu Williams 4 in a row. These pair of lanes focus now. Daniel Ventis and Stu Williams now. Stu is trying to beat them all now in one game, I think. He's really going for the perfect game, for sure. You can see it.
Well, and here's the interesting bit.
High scoring line here. 2-300s this week on these pair of lanes, 7 and 8. Maybe he could throw the third one.
Tony Ranta is now the leader. Is now bowling on 9 and 10. Started with a 9 count, but there's no total score up there, so no one, unless they've got their updated scores, will know what he needs. But he will know what he needs before his game is done. Pertu starts with spare 4 in a row.
What we're gonna do? We're gonna switch the cam more to Tony Ranta and Tanner, especially on that lane.
Stu has the front 5.
Then you can see what's happening there.
Okay, just while Marco's still playing with the cameras, your scores for the 5 games. Going into the final game, with half of the final game already been played, leading this squad for the finals is Tony Ranta from Finland on 24-29. 24-29 from Tony Ranta. In second, only 21 pins back, is Daniel Vezes from England. In third is Ghislaine van der Tol, who is, let's say, 58 pins back, so 50 after a bonus. From the Netherlands, Ghislaine van der Tol on 23.71 in third. Pertu Jussila fell back to 4th place from Finland on 23.62. In 5th, Stuart Williams from England on 23.41. In 6th, Birgit Purpler from Germany on 22.80. In 7th, Tanner Spacey from the USA on 22.50. And rounding up the top 8 from Holland is Alex de Vries on 22.32. So whatever, to be safe of winning this, at least in front of Vezes, Tony Ranta has to beat Vezes by 22 sticks. Whatever Vezes has, Ranta has to beat by 22 unless anybody else jumps in to be the winner. Vezes is basically posting a number that Tony Ranta has to beat. Oh, sorry, Ranta doesn't have to beat him by 22, my bad. He has to be at least within 20 pins. So if Vezes has 231, as long as Ranta has 211, he's 21 in front. So as long as he has 211, he will win the tournament unless somebody else jumps him.
Yeah, so Daniel can make maximum score of 257.
Which if he did would then mean as long as Ranta has 237 and no one else jumps him, he wins. But none of these lot know that, because his total score is not on the screen. They do not know what he's on, which could be an unprecedented advantage. And Tony Ranta blow out 7-10s on
there's
lane 9.
7-10 for Tony. Strike for Stuart. Here on this cam we can see them better, I think. We can see Tony in the white shirt, Daniel in the red shirt, the leaders for now. But also we're gonna watch Pertu, of course. He's on lane 1, let's see now.
Lane 3.
Sorry,
he
lane 3.
slaps out the late 7 pin.
Late 7 pin, which is a strike for him, and he can make a game of, let's see.
He can make 256. Which means he can have 26-18.
226 game, max. 226. Is it?
He's 166.
Oh, sorry, yeah, it's 256. So that's very, this very interesting.
So that's 60 more on that. So 26-18 is the max.
And Tony Ranta got an open frame right now.
Okay,
and a strike for him. There's Stu Williams go. He strikes again, and Stu Williams going for a 279 game. He comes closer and closer.
Oh, that's harsh.
Now we're gonna see Perttu Jusula from Finland. He can strike out for a 256 game. He does. Strike number 1 is there. Still 2 to go for a 256 game.
Perttu pushing for it now. He was
And
67 back after this game, so
and
he's
really,
forcing.
If he throws that, the other players are under pressure. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, Vezes, Ghislaine and Tony will all be under pressure. And Ghislaine's on a turkey on her own. Tony doubles, that brings back the open. But if Perttu has 250, he's forcing Tony to stay clean.
No. That's a split for Stu Williams, and I think if he don't spare this one, he has to spare. He has to spare because Perttu is now in 10th frame.
Yep, Stu wasn't out of it. Tanner's on the front 6, so he's fighting for position. This could be a huge spare if Stu makes it.
Look. Oh.
He gave it a shot.
No, maximum Stu Williams will be 25.84, and that means Stu Williams will not win. That's for sure.
However, the horse that I called, if it wasn't English, has not thrown a second shot in the 10th frame until he saw what everyone else was doing. So he knows whether he needs the next one.
And let's see now Perttu Jusula from Finland. What's he gonna do? Tony Ranta strikes. And now Perttu Jusula. What's he gonna do? Lane 4.
He needs this.
And no, it's an 8.
It's an 8 count.
And in this case means his maximum score could be 26.06. He make that spare, so 26.06. That's the target for now.
That means Tony Ranta needs 178 to beat him.
And that means Daniel.
Well, Tony Ranta needs 178 to beat Perttu.
Yeah.
Ghislaine's on 5.
And then we have to focus on Daniel now.
We've got Daniel.
And there's a strike for Daniel. In this case means Daniel beats for sure Perttu. So now it's only between Daniel Vensis and Tony Ranta. It's between those two.
Well, I got close.
Yeah. Maximum score of Daniel Vensis is 26.34 if he strikes out now. Let's see how he does.
If he does, Ranta needs 206.
There it goes. And there's number 1.
He's giving it the hoo-ha, isn't
Whoa.
he? Giving the old pressures on shout after he strikes.
And a strike for Tony Ranta also.
Daniel strikes, gives the pressures on shout. As Ranta's on the approach, Ranta shout gives it right back to him. 4 in a row.
And Ghislaine is very close behind. But she won't make.
Ghislaine can make 26.17.
Yeah. That
So
means
she
she's higher than Perttu.
She was higher than Perttu before this game.
She's still in the top 3 for sure. 26.33 for Daniel. And now we have to calculate.
Right, so
Tony Ranta, what he has to throw.
26.33. Ranta's on 24.29. That means 26.33. He only needs to have 205 to win the tournament. 205 to win the tournament.
205. He's now on 157.
26.33 is 204 different from 24.29, so 205, and he's the winner. And Tony's on 127 in the 6th, working on 4 in a row. So he basically needs to count. He basically needs to stay clean.
Ghislaine van der Tol's top 3. She's third, I think. It's all between Daniel and Tony Ranta. And now it's so important here. Look at the guy with the white shirt from Finland, Tony Ranta. He can win this tournament with a 2:05 game. He's now on 157. His max now is 2:47. So he has a little bit space. Ghislaine van der Tol, total score 26-15. She's third. She's third for sure. There we go, Tony Ranta for Finland, and it's a strike.
That
and
may have just locked
very, very close by now, and I think he needs only a spare to win.
He's in the 210s now. He's in the 210s.
Yeah.
If he gets a count there, that's 180 in the 8th. Even with an open, he only needs count.
So it's done?
He's got 177. If he gets 8, that's 185. Plus another 18 if he opens. 203.
Yeah,
so that's 211. So he doesn't even need 8. He needs like 6.
So 6 pins?
6 pins. 6 blob. 205. Done. He needs 6.
All right. So we could watch all now to the winner of Chandra Open 2012, Tony Ranta from Finland. He only needs 6. There we go. Last ball, Tony Ranta. It seems okay. Yes, and there's
Tony
9.
Ranta is your 2012 Storm Chandra EBT Open winner. We'll obviously have to double check the math, but I don't think my math is going to be that bad. Yeah, there's enough people here that would have told me I was wrong. It's his first EBT win.
First one, yeah.
His first one. And Tony, I believe I've been told from the back, is only 20 years old.
So top 3, Chandra Open 2012. Number 1, Tony Ranta, Finland. Number 2, Daniel Vansis from England. And I think 3 was Ghislaine van der Tol, Netherlands. And 4th place, Perttu Jusula from Finland. Well, I'm gonna try, or I can do an interview with Tony, of course. Should be nice. Or we can do that. Interview with the winner. So please stay tuned. And the people who don't want to stay, thank you for watching. And I will see you next stream for me. It's in October. It's the ECC in Holland, the European Championship. We do live stream again. And you see
nice
here a beautiful
game.
279 from Tennis Spacey from the States.
Congratulations to Tony Ranta, winner of the...
Well, it was a very great week here in Chandra Bowlen Nieuwegein, and we got to see a lot of high scores, 200-300 games, a lot of strikes, and it was very funny. Great tournament again. Also thanks for the organization, thanks to the Dutch Bowling Federation for helping me with the live streaming. And thank you all at home for viewing us and help me with the feedback. Well, I will stop the record now and try to see how I can get Tony here for an interview. And we get a prize fund. And see you next time.
I'll pave the way for Tony to get here.
Yeah.
Ugh.